Hi, this is Senator Ben Cardin, and I'm sorry I can't be with you in Bratislava, but the United States Senate is in session. As the OSCE Parliamentary Assembly's Special Representative on anti-Semitism, racism, and intolerance, I have focused my work on the urgent issues of anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim bigotry, discriminatory policing, and racism and xenophobia impacting migrants and refugee populations. As we enter a year that marks the 75th anniversary of so many tragic events, including the deportation of Hungarian Jews in March 1944 and the related destruction of the Roma camps at Auschwitz in August, I commend Slovakia for following the model of the Italian chairmanship last year by timing this meeting to augment the reflections and activities of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, January 27th. Holocaust remembrance often presents an opportunity and a challenge to learn the history that was not taught in schools. That is often a hard and uneasy challenge, but trivializing or sanitizing the past will not help us address the consequences of the past or prevent us from repeating those mistakes today. I welcome the Slovak chairmanship's decision to convene today's conference on combating anti-Semitism in the OSCE region, as well as events the chairmanship is planning to convene later in the year on Roma and events that will focus on racial, ethnic, and religious intolerance, including towards Christians and Muslims. We are witnessing today a growth in anti-Semitic and xenophobic rhetoric across Europe and North America, not just on the fringes, but by political leaders who are fostering a permissive environment of hate. Today's conference is a timely call to action. A few weeks ago, the world observed International Holocaust Remembrance Day. But more must be done than simply recalling and recognizing our common history of the Holocaust. We must also ensure that the tools are in place to counter a resurgence of the fear and hate mongering, whether directed at old targets or new, that led to these tragic events in the first place. It is one reason that I have supported the Office of Democratic Institution and Human Rights, ODIHR, projects turning words into action and building a comprehensive criminal justice response to hate crimes. These initiatives address security concerns of Jewish communities, including by improving relationship between law enforcement and justice institutions and vulnerable communities. Educating communities on anti-Semitism and how to counter it, and building alliances with other communities to counter hate. I am pleased to see ODIHR's work increasingly engage directly with governments and the public with the goal of providing justice for some of the tragedies that we have recently witnessed in the OSCE region and preventing other similar acts of violence. In my own country, as a U.S. Senator, I've continued to ensure that the budget of my government annually includes funding to fight anti-Semitism globally and at home. The tragic mass shooting of Jewish worshipers in Pittsburgh last year illustrates the overall rise in hate crimes we are witnessing across the United States, including in my home state of Maryland. In response to the Pittsburgh tragedy, I said, "Words have consequences. Public discourse that stokes fear and sharpens grievances is not a policy debate and is not a problem solving. It is hate mongering, pure and simple, and has once again resulted in the murder and wounding of innocents and law enforcement officers. Hate should have no place in our society. Leaders must be held accountable for ending hate in our community by their deeds and words. We must demonstrate through our actions and through our words that our society is stronger when we stand together, united against hate. We will not only look out for those who are like us, but our neighbors and all those around us. No person and no community should have to hire armed guards to safely express their freedom of speech, their right of assembly, or their right to worship. It is a fundamental obligation of the state to keep its citizens safe." As leaders, I ask that you join me today in working across the OSCE community to ensure that all people in our borders are able to live and worship in safety and dignity. I also call on you to act by adopting a plan of action to address violence and discrimination across the OSCE region so that we can win this fight. Thank you.